Welcome back to another episode of Cryptid Expeditions. Today's investigation takes us to the state of Montana, and in it, a creature that is unlike anything I've seen before. I've noticed that the physical description of this particular cryptid seems to change based on account. This might be an interesting thing to note for later, but for now, let's talk about the Anxiety Antler. Some people describe the beast as a deer or a fox-like creature. Some people say it's more humanoid. Its limbs are long and slender, ending in sharp claws that glint in the moonlight. Its face is humanoid in shape, but has a snout like that of a fox or a deer, complete with large, pointed ears. Its eyes are bright and glowing, and its hair is a wild mane of silver that runs down its back. But the most distinctive feature of the Anxiety Antler is its twisted, gnarled antlers. These antlers are now attached to its forehead, looming over its head like a crown of anxiety. They emit a low, pulsing hum that can be heard from a great distance, causing feelings of unease and discomfort to all of those who hear it. Despite its humanoid appearance, the Anxiety Antler is said to be incredibly fast and agile, able to move with a fluid grace that is both mesmerizing and terrifying. Its claws and teeth make it a formidable predator, capable of taking down even the largest of prey. Yet from all the stories I've heard, this particular beast doesn't seem to be dangerous. For the most part, it seems to want to stay alone by itself. Those who have encountered the Anxiety Antler report feeling intense anxiety and fear when they come face to face with the beast, unable to look away from its glowing eyes and twisted antlers. Some say that the creature seems to feed on the fear and anxiety of others, growing stronger with each new encounter. Despite numerous attempts to capture or study the Anxiety Antler, it remains one of the most elusive and mysterious cryptids in Montana folklore. An interesting thing to note about this particular cryptid is that most people seem to not want to talk about their encounters with it, as if the beast left them with some sort of mental scarring, unable to process what they saw in the woods on those dark nights. Fortunately for me, I was able to track down a few eyewitness accounts that were willing to share their story. A group of campers were in the woods one night with some friends. They heard a strange humming coming from the woods. They all thought it was just an animal, but as they got closer to investigate, they realized it was something more sinister. The Anxiety Antler appeared out of nowhere, its yellow eyes shining in the darkness. They tried to run, they told me, but they couldn't move. Paralyzed with fear, unable to look away from the twisted, gnarled antlers that sat upon its head. It was like it was feeding off of their fear, they told me, growing stronger with each passing moment. Eventually, they managed to break free from its spell and ran as fast as they could to safety, back to the camp. I was also sent a written report by a group of hikers that were exploring the Montana wilderness. They said they ran into a beast that was clad in midnight blue fur. It was tall and humanoid, with antlers like nothing they've ever seen before, twisted in a way that made their heart race with fear. They tried to run, but it was like they were rooted in the spot, unable to move, unable to react. They felt like they were being consumed by anxiety, drowning in fear. They don't remember much after that, just the sound of its humming antlers echoing in their mind long after they managed to escape. Now, normally I like to lead all of these investigations with a sense of realism, delivering facts and truth about these mystical beasts. But in this situation, in order to discover the origin of the Anxiety Antler, we may have to grasp at a few straws. In some of the history books that I've delved into over my study of the paranormal, I have come across reference to an ancient civilization, one that predates humanity by thousands upon thousands of years. While not much evidence of this civilization exists today, it is said that the people that once inhabit its sprawling cities were masters of emotion. These emotional architects were said to be able to take raw human emotion and embody it into that of a physical form. Up until now, I never gave much credit to this theory. These people were too far back removed to be of any relevancy to my investigations. But, with the stories I've heard of the Anxiety Antler, it's entirely possible that perhaps it was created by these people. If this civilization truly created the Anxiety Antler, it must have been a highly advanced society with a deep understanding of the human mind and emotion. They must have been known for their master of psychology and their ability to harness the power of emotions to create this powerful creature. The civilization was made up of a group of highly skilled artisans and craftsmen who were dedicated to their work. They lived in large cities filled with towering structures made of stone and metal, many of the raw materials that we use to build our own civilization. They had a complex social hierarchy, with the ruling class consisting of the most talented and powerful of their kind. Despite their technological prowess and mastery of the mind, the civilization was said to be a deeply spiritual society, with a strong connection to the natural world. They believed that their creation was a reflection of the universe and the forces that govern it, and they treated them with reverence and respect. Unfortunately, the civilization eventually disappeared, leaving behind only fragmented accounts of their existence and their incredible creation, the Anxiety Antler. However, their legacy continues to live on through the legends and stories that have been passed down through the generations. So if this theory is true, and that these ancient mind shapers are responsible for the creation of the Anxiety Antler, why did they do it? For what purpose? Perhaps they did it as a way of exploring and harnessing the power of human emotions. Or perhaps it's entirely possible that the civilization that created the Anxiety Antler may have originally created them to be used as weapons in a war. The precise details of the conflict are unknown, but we do know that they were at a great war with another civilization. It could be entirely possible that the creation of this creature served as a powerful ally in the battles against their enemy forces. The Anxiety Antler could be particularly effective in battle due to its ability to sow confusion and fear in the hearts of its enemies. Its appearance, with its imposing antlers and humanoid form, would have been an intimidating sight on the battlefield. Perhaps it's also possible that the creature was used for other purposes as well: exploration, transportation, or even as a status symbol to demonstrate the power and wealth of the civilization. The full extent of its use, and the motivations behind its creation, remain a mystery to this day. And yet, we're left with an interesting question to consider. If, and it's a big if, this creature truly is the remnants of an ancient civilization with a mastery over emotion, did they stop at the Anxiety Antler? It could be completely possible that out there lurking in the deep, dark woods, in the pitch-black caves, and even in the unknown depths of the ocean, there exists other creatures, built of raw human emotion. And while Montana may have gotten lucky to only have to deal with a creature of pure anxiety, what about a creature built of hate, greed, gluttony, sloth, rage? I think we're getting ahead of ourselves here. Either way, the Anxiety Antler remains to be a truly marvelous creature, and while it doesn't seem to pose a threat to those outside of the ones who hunt it down, I think we can agree that a creature such as this is better left alone. So there you have it, the intriguing and mysterious story of the Anxiety Antler. Whether it's the creation of an ancient civilization or simply a cryptid with no explanation, one thing is certain: the Anxiety Antler remains one of the most fascinating and elusive creatures of our time. I'll continue to investigate and bring you any new developments I may come across, so stay tuned for more updates from the world of the paranormal.